What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I've got another AMC update to bring all of you this evening. So what we're going to be covering in this update is a little bit of the technicals on the longer time frame, because honestly, we're sitting at an interesting spot right now that we could end up being at somewhat of a breakout level if everything lines up. Now, in addition to this, we're going to be talking about the Ortex data, short interest, utilization, cost to borrow. We are seeing some pretty interesting changes. We're going to be touching on the max pain and the options chain. But the two most important things that I want to talk about in this video is one, Ken Griffin losing $50 million trying to use basically his capital to influence political elections by basically backing a political candidate to do what he wants. Now, in addition to this, we also have another hedge fund that is getting liquidated. They are in the process of getting liquidated right now and are having to forcibly sell all of their assets. So before we get into all of that information, if you enjoy the information and analysis that I provide for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button. It costs you nothing to do it, but it really helps us out a whole lot in getting this information out to as many people who want to learn. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. So AMC closed the day today at $13.65, up 2%. Pretty solid day when it was a premium burn day across the board with the overall market. Now, taking a look at AMC on the longer time frames here, here's what we're looking at. So we have a call signal on the 4-hour here. But again, if you're part of the 1348 community, you know that's not all we need in order to enter or exit positions. We are going to need to see some bullish momentum above this 200 EMA right here. Now, we came up and tested this level today at, let's see, 1389. And if you look at the high on AMC today, I know this nonsense candle in the after hours here, the high on AMC right here, 1390, 1389. We came right up to that level and rejected. So what this means is that we would need to end up seeing a nice solid crack, some closing candles above that 200 EMA. And if we can consolidate up there and then use that level as support, we could be in a very similar position to where we were last time before we saw that breakout from about 1290 all the way up to $34 a share before we saw that nonsense halt. Now, again, if you want more access to this strategy and information about it, all of the learning curriculum about options, technical analysis, and the strategy, over 55 private live streams every single month, tons of alerts, the fastest alerts with options data, unusual options activity. Make sure you check out that link down below. We have some awesome things coming for you guys in the next couple of months, and tomorrow is the last day that you guys get to get grandfathered in. So if you're interested, check out that link down below. Now, when we come over to the Ortex data right here, we have AMC's max cost to borrow at 41.45%. Now, I want to refresh this page just so we make sure that we have the most accurate data. Average cost to borrow, 30.48%. Minimum cost to borrow at 14.13%, as we can see over here. Estimated short interest as a percentage of the free float, we've got 20.34%. Shares on loan, 180.71 million, with utilization still sitting at 100%. So when we're looking at Ortex data here, we really just have to look at it in its most basic form. Is the stock shorted? Yes, it is still very, very, very shorted with 20.34% estimated short interest. And again, with all of the things that we've been looking at here, we can only really use Ortex as a bare baseline minimum of what the short interest actually is. Now, when we come over to max pain over here, we have max pain of $13 a share for this week. So is it possible that we get pinned down there? Yes. Is this the end all be all? Absolutely not. Now, coming over to the options data right here again as well. Well, when we take a look at AMC, there is a lot of options activity on this July monthly options expiration period, which can, if we end up seeing that run to the upside that we were talking about earlier with the technicals, could send a lot of these call contracts in the money, these put contracts out of the money, and we could end up seeing that delta hedging by market makers where they have to buy the short-term shorts that they were using to hedge the puts, they buy those back, then they buy the calls, or they buy the shares in order to hedge the calls that they have sold. Now, let's get into this situation with Ken Griffin and him losing $50 million before we get into this massive hedge fund that is collapsing. And again, guys, make sure you guys engage with this video. Hit that like button down below. Helps out a whole lot with these algorithms over here. So if you haven't already, make sure you guys go down and do that. So when we're taking a look at this article right here, what did $50 million buy Ken Griffin in Illinois primary? Not much. Griffin, who was the state's richest man, reaped a weak return on his millions. But packaging magnate Dick Uehlein's, let's see if I can pronounce that name right, support for gubernatorial candidate Darren Bailey paid off. So a big chunk of money from the state's richest man could not buy much Republican primary love for conservative businessman Ken Griffin's slate of candidates in Tuesday's election for Illinois governor and other statewide offices. So essentially what Ken Griffin was trying to do here was use his capital in order to get the candidate that he wanted in office. Now, he is planning on moving to Miami. They are going to be moving Citadel to Miami. But this was kind of what I see as his last-ditch effort to try to have that final influence in Chicago. So very, very unsuccessful here, and Kenny G is out $50 million. Now, he's worth a lot more than that, so it's probably not a big hit for him. But this is an interesting story that we have seen. Now, I want to talk about this hedge fund in the crypto space that has collapsed. Now, we've talked about this many, many times in the past that a lot of these funds are facing very significant losses, and that the funds that we had previously seen in the equity market would not be the only ones that would fall in the stock market, what we call the equity market. And the crypto space was going to come as well. And we've seen a couple of funds have issues, but Three Arrows Capital kind of takes the cake here with the biggest liquidation that we've seen. They really do have to shut down here. So crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital plunges into liquidation as market crash takes a toll. Major cryptocurrency hedge fund Three Arrows Capital has fallen into liquidation, a person with the knowledge of the matter told CNBC. Tineo Restructuring has been brought on board in the last few days to deal with the liquidation process. A slump in digital currency prices, which has seen billions of dollars wiped out in the market in recent weeks, has hurt 3AC and exposed a liquidity crisis in the company. Now, with the overall markets in general, any investable market right now, bond market, the real estate market, the equity market, we are seeing significant decreases in prices across the board and values. There's a couple of reasons for this. One of them being the rate hikes, which what we've talked about before. When the Fed raises interest rates, the discount rates on a lot of these companies start to increase as well, which makes their current value lower. Now, when we see these institutions like Three Arrows Capital, and again, they are not going to be the only ones with these sell-offs that we are seeing. There are more to come, and we're going to update you guys as those start to come out. But these periods of forced selling can create a domino effect in not only the crypto market, but the equity markets as well. We could see this spill over into other markets. There could be regulation coming in the crypto space, which then comes in and affects the equity market. These situations that we're seeing right here are very, very bad. We were talking about the overall leverage ratios on Bitcoin last week, and what we were saying is that, well, these leverage ratios really haven't decreased all that much, so we still haven't seen all of that margin gotten out of the market yet. So there's still a long way to go, in my opinion, with these crypto liquidations, but this is kind of the first sign that we are seeing of very significant problems with these financial institutions that are invested in crypto. And again, as we've said many times in this video, they are not the only ones that this is going to happen to. So that is going to wrap up this update on AMC. If you enjoyed the information and analysis that I provided for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button. It costs you nothing to do it, but it really helps us out a whole lot in getting this information out to as many people who want to learn. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. So I hope you guys are having a great evening, and I will see you guys in the next one.